Many of you looking at the picture of this woman are probably like, Torian, who the hell is she? Well, I'm about to explain a little bit about who this woman is. Her name, or is what she goes by on Twitter, is DC McAllister, but I believe her name, but her @ name is @McAllisterDen. So I'm not sure what she chooses to go by. I'm only going by what she puts up as her username. It turns out that she's a frequent Fox News guest. That pretty much should spell it out for you, what she truly is, or who she is as a person already, just on that notion alone. But one of my subscribers tagged me in a post that she made today. Well, by the time you see this video, it would be Friday. It's now going to be currently Saturday by the time you see this video, where she had made this tweet that rubbed myself and I think mostly black women the wrong way, but it really should have rubbed black women the wrong way the most. Let me read to you what she said. She said, anti-white woman rhetoric is revving up by black women and it's getting ugly. This was an inevitable outcome of intersectionality. Thing is, they have a surprise coming. White women aren't going to cower to white guilt. We just see another woman dissing us and we will fight back. Now this is a white woman. She sounds like an ultra feminist at that. Let me break down to you what she just said. She said anti-white woman rhetoric is revving up by black women and it's getting ugly. I don't know many black women that are trying their best to be anti-white woman. I do, however, see a lot of the complete opposite, and it has been that way for quite some time. That's why I don't know why a lot of black women align themselves up with that feminist movement. Let me continue. She says this was an inevitable outcome of intersectionality. Now, I actually looked up that word intersectionality, and it actually led me to the founder. Now, I can't remember the founder's name, but the founder of that intersectionality thing was indeed a black woman. Now I see why a lot of black women push that intersectionality stuff, because a black woman was the founder of it. I'm hoping that if it was a white woman, they probably wouldn't do it, and I can see why a lot of white women probably don't like it, because a black woman was the one that came up with it. And I think it got started back in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. She goes on to say, thing is, they have a surprise coming. That sounds like a threat. That sounds like a threat. When she says, thing is, they have a surprise coming. Black women, y'all better watch your back, especially with a woman like this. She says, white women aren't going to cower to white guilt. We just see another woman dissing us and we will fight back. Black women, I hope y'all are ready and prepared, because now it sounds like a white woman like this, or another white woman with this mindset, is ready to go to war with you. Now, Harvey did a video about Jada Pinkett Smith and Serena Williams a couple days ago. And in both videos, he asked the same question. That question being, do black women understand racism? We know black men for the most part do. But he said, do black women understand racism? Because a lot of black women see racism through a different lens than a black man does. And I'll leave the link to both of his videos so you can actually see what he was saying. Because it is true that black women do see racism slightly different than how a black man would see it, because of the treatment. Yeah, we both know that we both get treated poorly in this state of the establishment that we're in, but it actually goes deeper than them just calling us the N-word or something else, or whatever they want to call us, derogatory names. It also is more on a systemic level as well, and that's where it really gets deep. And I think that's where a lot of black women, not all, really get confused with it. You can think of how the job market is. If they had to come down between a black woman getting the job over a black man getting the job, they're always probably going to give it to the black woman first. And it all goes back to the saying that black women are the most educated and things of that nature. But they also do that because they think that a lot of black women when it comes to certain positions, they're going to make decisions that benefits the other rather than for self, if you get what I mean. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that all black women are like that, but they know that they can get to you mentally because they know the state that we are in as far as a community goes is in disarray. And they know that they can get many black women on a subconscious level because women in general are emotional. Not saying that none of them are logical, but they know it's more so the former than the latter. But y'all need to watch your back when it comes to a woman like this. And I'm glad that when I was reading through some of the tweets and responses, that a lot of black women did clap back at her, and much well deserved. And I read through some of her tweets and stuff like that, and her page, like, this woman is off the chain, and not in a good way. Like, isn't like every other tweet that she posts seems real trollish. As a matter of fact, let me scroll down and see and go to my response, because I responded to her. I said, if this toaster face bitch don't sit her lame ass down somewhere, I'm glad black women are finally calling your ass to the carpet. I wish they would drag your ass on the carpet as well. That's what I responded to her. Well, what would have been 10 hours ago if I uploaded this video today, so it was yesterday. And like I said, people went in on her. Like, this thing was retweeted 1,590 times and liked 5,681 times. And people are still going in on it. And she posted that on the 15th. She posted that now on Thursday. But y'all gotta watch it, and many of you need to just break away from this feminist stuff. It's never been for you. It's always been for them. Look at how they did with the 2016 election with 45. Over 60% of them voted for his ass, knowing all the types of stuff that he has said. They're not going to break away from their man, no matter how hard you want them to line themselves up with you. They're just not going to do it because they're not going to break that code. They're just not going to do it. And she could probably try to come back and say, oh, I was just joking. This woman wasn't joking. Like I said, if you go to her page and look through the stuff that she says, this woman, I hope that she's not married. And she's one of the women I hope doesn't procreate. That's how wicked she is. But I hope y'all really gain something from this. And this is the reason why I titled it the way that I did, because she's really not for you. When I say she, I'm not just talking about her personally. We know she's not, but many of the others aren't for you either. I mean, look at how Alyssa Milano reacted to Tamika Mallory when she did not denounce Minister Farrakhan. See, these white women, many of them, are very selfish. If they don't get their way, then they'll start to try to get other people to join their cause, especially if no one else is going to, if they can't handle it by themselves. And Minister Farrakhan didn't do anything on the scale of what that shooter did at that synagogue, but you don't see Alyssa Milano and plenty of others going at him. But just because Minister Farrakhan said some things about quote-unquote Jewish people, now she's upset. They have to make him the boogeyman every time something happens to that community. Just like every time some kind of crime goes down, they'll try to make us the face of it. And by bringing up Chicago and black on black crime this and black on black crime that and the whole 13%, 50%, whatever stat that they make up in their head. But that's all I really wanted to say as it pertains to this. Like, I use her as an example because that tweet really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, she literally tried her hardest with that tweet and try to make it seem like it's black women that's attacking white women when it's completely the other way around. I mean, look at a lot of stuff that white women have been doing just this year alone by calling the cops on black people, especially black men, on stupid stuff. I just read a story or someone sent me a story today where you had this old white woman in a wheelchair ran over this black man's foot and then had the nerve to call the cops on him because he got upset. Like, it's gotten that bad. And I might do a video about it too, because y'all probably like, that sounds so ridiculous, but it is indeed true. Someone sent me that story. and I saw the thumbnail, and she literally is in a wheelchair on the phone calling the police. But that's all I really have to say about this. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.